say the Victor roll. How's everybody doing today? Amazing, I hope. It is another video from your older than average YouTuber here on the YouTubes. And today, dreams do come true, and it is in this P. Louise box. We are going to do a full face, or almost full face, of P. Louise while being really chatty, maybe talking things like catch up on the burbs, and maybe a little bit on internet or YouTube etiquette, things like that. So if that's what you're into, you're in the right place. And you know what you need to do? You need to keep on watching. Here's your off of work disaster, here to play with P. Louise. I thought we would take a little tour of this box before we open it up. So this is P. Louise. All of us are a little fragile babe. Spread your wings and fly is on the box. We've got on the side here, embrace the change. The outcome is beautiful. And then once you open me, I'm officially yours forever. No returns, no refunds, no exchanges. At least they had to say it cutely. But it is a very sweet. I think this is really nice. It's quite a lot of packaging, but these gals like to make an entrance. So let's see what is in the... All right, I just took off the little tape there so we can take a look. Who are we kidding? I've already looked in the box. I wanted to get all the most of the crinkly out of the way. So here is the palette. I didn't mention what palette it is, but it is my dream palette that I've been talking about and bitching about, and it was gifted to me by one of my makeup enablers, and it's the If Looks Could Chill, the P. Louise palette. It is the all blue one. And then, so I was thinking, oh, when I filled with this, I want to do a full face of P. Louise, and the only kind of primer I thought that might match with that is the Nitro one with their acid rains. I thought maybe I would use that because this has great turquoisey shades in there. And they popped in a P. Louise base. So I know they were doing a few months back, they were doing if you bought anything, the X amount of people would get a free base. So it looked like we got one, and it is in my shade. Hold up. So this is in Rumor 2. This is that's the same shade that I got last time. Oh, let's pop that off. So we do have a primer that we can use. And yes, the all about the base. And then there's the information regarding the base, which everybody knows P. Louise was known for originally, was for her bases. And now let's take a look at this palette. So I did do a video of this previously when the mystery box came out. I want to say around January. Martha lent it to me. She was such a star. And the blushes. And I've been yammering on about this palette since then. So here we go. It's our P. Louise palette. So let's have a refresher on the color story. So here, oops. Here is there. If Looks Could Chill, written on the plastic cover. I'm just going to dump that out. And then there is the top layer. Look at that. Is that not stunning? And then it has a bottom layer, which I already got a fingerprint on. Has the same thing. It has the If Looks Could Chill. And then it has the beautiful darker blues, the blacks, a little bit of turquoise, light green. You know how much I love a green. So yes, let's play with this palette. Now that I'm looking at the greens with the blue in there, I might still be using that Nitro base. And then it does have some like purpley blues. This is so beautiful. It has beautiful embossings on them. And this one even has embossings in the shimmers. A lot of times they'll emboss mattes, but not shimmers, like makeup brands in general. And yeah, so they've got like snowflakes and mittens and scarves and what else have we got here? Sweaters, snow. So cute. Alrighty, so let's play with If Looks Could Chill. So let's open it. Let's do the Rumor 2, and we're gonna pop that on our eyes. And yeah, so basically kind of how this came to be, and that's the rumor too, is the Dolly Parton release. Martha has a address box or post box, whatever you want to call it, in the US, just right across the border from her. And you can, we get stuff sent there, or she does, and sometimes I jump in. That doesn't ship to Canada, or just to get way cheaper shipping. And yeah, I wanted the Dolly, or I was gonna get all of them, but I didn't. I only bought myself 2 Dolly lipsticks. Martha wanted a couple of the lipsticks, and Wilma wanted the red lipstick. So I said, well, I would do the waiting for it to launch, order it, and then Martha offered her box because it ended up being that it didn't ship internationally. So, and if I would have thought fast enough, I would have got one for my friend Teresa in Ireland too, but I didn't think that fast. So I apologize if you watch this. And where am I going here? Yeah, so anyways, I purchased it, and then I owed Martha for some makeup. So Wilma was going to pay for her lipstick, and then she was like, oh, do you want me to e-transfer or makeup? And as well, if you see a palette that's in that price range, get it for me. And she went, we can do that instead. And she went crazy, and she got me the P. Louise. So there we go. But I do have some stuff going her way shortly once we get the lipsticks, which arrived. It's Friday when you'll see this, so they arrived on a Tuesday. So hopefully I will see them by the weekend. That would be great. Alrighty, so there we go. We are primed, and I'm gonna grab some makeup brushes and my one P. Louise one. And then we're gonna go. Okay, so we use the light eye primer. Oh, I really missed having this primer. I had it in the bigger tube. That's why it's looking weird to me. I had more of a jumbo sized one. But anywho's, I'm going to make this blue and a little bit of green. So we're going to do the green in front. So I think I'm going to do Sleigh Day. So we're going to go into the bottom tab here, which unfortunately I had stuck my finger into the black and I got black everywhere. So I'm going to go into the shade that is called Shelter. No, it's me. So I'm going to use the shade Chill Out. We're going to use this one because that is a slightly darker blue, and we're going to use that for the outer, and then we're going to go darker to lighter. And yeah, so instead of just money changing hands, I got this beautiful palette, and she's gonna have a lipstick coming her way. And then I had done a eyeshadow collection and a declutter, and then there's a few of the palettes that Wilma wanted, and then there's something else that Martha is sending her. So it'll be a little care package of things, and you never know if I find something else that may go in there. So this is a really pretty shade. I'm not sure if I use this one. So I just had a nice chat with Wilma. She wanted to make sure that the package arrived okay, to see how much I loved it. So there we go. I'm going to do a round, I think I am going to do a rounded look, but I might bring it up higher than normally I do to see if I can just get. So we've got our first color placed. I'm going to blend around the edge a little bit with the shade that is called, of course it's my normal time filming, so of course that means ambulances and fire trucks. So yes, so we are going to be using the shade It's a Bit Nippy. Oh, and then we're just going to go and blend around the edge there a little. All right, there we go. It was another ambulance again. They are on fire today. So hopefully that's it now. That was a good 5 minutes of ambulances. No idea what's going on. So there we go. So a birdie update. So I had said how I had got that second bird. We had put them in cages together. Last week I put them together and it has been a love match ever since. They are so happy to be together. Willow has really calmed down. They don't freak out so much if I come to the cage. They are always together. They share the same bowls. They tell you have 2 of everything, of treats and food and water. Nope, they want to share everything. It is so beautiful to watch. They are some happy burbs. Oh my God. Pearl doing what Pearl does best, eating millet. Oh, look at that, eating together. Such good burbs. Miss Pearl and Miss Willow. Good job, babies. So I just had to do a bit of voiceover here because the TV was on. I don't want to get copyright struck or something for American Pickers being on in the background. But the girls were giving kisses to each other and we're just being so adorable. Alrighty, so we've got the colors of place. This is really high. It's giving me that, that lady from that comedy show that always had the blue up to the eyeballs, but anyways, can't remember her name, but that's what this is giving me at the moment, but that's okay, we're just having fun, so there we go. So the next blue I think I'm going to use from here just a little bit, just to give a little bit light. We're going to go into the shade that is called a Shelter, so it is that one there. I believe I have used that one for sure before. I'm going to go use this brush here. Have this as the transition kind of from blues to the more tealy shades. Remember, trust the process. So yeah, so we've got a little burb update there, the story as to how I got the palette. Probably also sick of hearing me complain every time I touch something blue. Oh, that P. Louise palette. Alrighty. So then I thought we'd talk a little bit about just things that I've been kind of noticing now that I kind of post some videos on the internet. It's funny, when I just post my regular videos, 99.99999% of the time, it's just the people that want to watch them. I don't get lots of comments, but usually when I do, they're positive, or at least like a thanks for sharing or something. Usually pretty good. But the big push has been to do shorts. And I find, like I did one that my cleansing balm short seems to do really well. I get that. So I thought, oh, when I got the Trixie, I'll just do a short with the lipstick. And of course, as always, if I ever get downvotes or not nice comments, they're on the shorts. And I know that shorts usually are pushed out to more people, to everywhere people can scroll through or whatever. And sure enough, I do that too. I'll be watching a short and sometimes it scrolls to the next one and it's not something that I'm into, so then I just scroll past. That is what I do. Just scroll past. You don't like it, it's not your thing or whatever. Or if you're doing something else and you listen to the whole thing and you don't think it's funny or you don't think it's helpful or whatever it's supposed to be, scroll past. You don't have to not hit like or dislike or whatever. Like if I think it's okay, I'll hit a like on it. If it's something that I don't like, I just leave it. I don't make any nasty comments. So, and I guess I'm semi-thick-skinned because though it did bother me, it wasn't great. It was just more of a, how rude. So I just had somebody comment and said that, oh yeah, that my makeup sucked and that I needed help. Like if that's how I do makeup, I need help. It's like, well, if you don't like my makeup, that's fine. I don't always like my makeup, but we're having fun and we're playing or whatever. And it was a bigger eye look, and I know those aren't for everyone, and a lot of times those are not ones I go out in public with. Just like to have fun playing. And I just for, I did first respond back, and I was like, you know what, hey, that's not very nice. If you don't like it, that's fine. Whatever. I'm sorry that you're that unhappy, but that's not my problem. And then I went and I found them on YouTube. They have like 2 followers, 1 video, and a little snarky little thing. And it's like, yeah, no, it's just somebody who's very unhappy, not having the best of life. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to block and leave it. But it's just so funny that I find that it's always on the shorts that you're going to get somebody. It's like, I mean, I remember on one, I don't think it was on mine, it might have been on somebody else's, and they were like, why do I keep getting these makeup ones? I'm not into that. And it's like, okay, you know, so that's fair enough. Something shows up on your algorithm that's not something you like. I try to curate my Instagrams and YouTube and stuff to be what I want it to be, and not to get too much other stuff. But every once in a while, they always try to stick something through or ask you if that's something that you'd be interested in. And if you're not, you're not. So, and then I even do that too. I'll put no, not interested, or yes, show me more of this sort of stuff, right? Same thing too with advertising, but I really don't go and say something negative, especially to somebody that I don't follow or I don't care about. Even most of the time, people that I like, a lot of times, you know, nice look, or I like this, I'll do a thumbs up. But I usually don't go into too much detail a lot of times because, again, there's always somebody. Same thing too on Instagram. I'll make the most innocuous comment and people will shoot stuff back, and it's like, I don't know how many people I've blocked. It's like, I don't know what is with your life and why you think, you know, that to feel better is to knock on somebody else. Like, just don't do it. I also rejoined X, and I just kind of skulk in the background and I watch stuff. I rarely comment. And what was really funny, I wrote down, it was something political or whatever, but the person was like, and for tax, here's my dog. Cutest dog ever. So that's all I commented. It was a cute dog. And then I got some kind of like flag about my comment, and I was like, okay, seriously? I said cute dog. What the heck? What is with social media? It is so absolutely crazy. So there we go. We have placed all our blues for now. I don't know what I'm going to do on the bottom yet, if I'm going to keep it which blue, but there we go. So now let's look at some of the greens. Because, you know, and so we've got the bottom tray here. So we were mostly playing on here, but so we're gonna look again on the front there. So I'm thinking for shimmers, this one seems really nice. It's like a blue to green. So that is pretty tempting to use there. I think when I did, the last video I did, I think I did one look with the top and one look with the bottoms, but I think I stuck pretty close to the blues if I remember right. So for the next green, so the first green shade we're going to use, I think we are going to go into this kind of, I put it away, kind of minty-ish green. Yes, it is called Don't Be Bitter. So that fits perfectly to the conversation we were just having regarding people just being negative or whatever. Now, debates are a completely different thing. So if somebody does a post or whatever, and you're like, how did they come up with that? Why do they think that? Or where did this get this information? And then you make a comment back. That's completely different if you want to start a discourse on something like, why did you use that color? Why did you think mixing that was together or whatever? You know, or why do you believe that that person is bad or whatever, right? And you have a proper discourse, that's a completely different thing. I like a good conversation, but I definitely do not like people just being mean or negative to be mean or negative. Like, I'm seriously a firm believer of, if you don't like it, just scroll away. And then I'm always like that with now too, if I'm on a site, I do follow a lot of intellectuals and stuff, and again, it always seems to be some innocuous comment. It is really nothing, and people will start big ass debates under my comment, and it's just like, okay, I didn't say anything that required all this vitriol back and forth. And some people will be like, you know, almost like they're protecting what I just said, and then the other one's just continuing the fight back or forth. So like there was one person that had kind of commented back, but I understood kind of where they're coming from, and I basically said as much. I'm like, you know what, you can believe what you believe, and you know that's fair enough. I just think that, and you know what, have a fabulous day. I don't mean it with any kind of sarcasm, just, you know, have a good day. Like, I'm out, you know? It's just like, you know, I get it. I understand. That's what you believe, and that's perfectly fine. Just, you know, and they ended up wishing me a good day, and we're off to it, right? Like, there was just no fight. So it was just two people who had opposite opinions, who agreed to disagree, and just let it go at that. But then another person who was on there, I just ended up blocking them, and somebody else was just going to town, the two of them, back and forth. But it was like, okay, whatever, you guys are having, you know, I have to admit, that person that was responding back kind of on my side, I guess, of the argument, was very good. So I did watch it with a little bit of popcorn back and forth there for a little bit. But yeah, I just find it was so funny that, like, okay, so we're going to go now to the shade called Polar Opposite. So this is the minty green shade. And I'm just going to do that up front and kind of swirl that over a little. And then we can play with some of these nice shimmers. Yeah, I was just kind of in the mood to play with this palette because I wanted it so bad, and I'm very excited. It's kind of coming together. It's emerging really nice. It's going to look good with some shimmers. I really do like this palette. It will get a lot of use. I knew this palette was coming, so kind of funny. So I was kind of dreaming about it a little bit, and it was kind of like, you know, something happened if I had this blue palette, the P. Louise green palette, the Worldly palette, and then the kind of neutrally pink palette. So those are basically all the big palettes that I have. I don't need any other makeup, like eyeshadow. Like, I could just live with the 1, 2, 3, 4 palettes and technically be done. Like, they're like, all 4 of them that I have are the perfect color stories. But there we go. Now I just have this nice lighter shade on there. Kind of really good to balance out the edge. So there we go. So I think for the bottom, we're gonna do it blue, but we're gonna take we're gonna keep it to blue. Let's see if we can take one, because I haven't really used anything from the top here. So let's go in here. I was thinking I was gonna do a 2-look video, but I'm not. I will do, I think, in future, because we'll have our next convo in 1 second. I think what I'm going to do on the bottom is I'm going to take, and I think it's a shade I've definitely used before. Should I use that one? No, I'm going to use it. So we're going to use the one that's called Cold Heart. So that's that one there, and we're going to use that one along the bottom and see how that looks. And if we need to, we can add a little bit of green or something to that as well. But let's start with Cold Heart. Anyways, I'm going to have to, unfortunately, join the no consumption train. Fortunately, here in Canada, our interest rates are going really high on mortgages, and it is going to increase my payment to a crazy rate, or at least when I last looked at it. I did talk to somebody at the bank, and they were like, wait till November. They think it's going to go down a little bit, but I think it's not going to be a little bit enough, to be honest. So it's going to for sure take me out of the makeup game. And so I kind of knew, once I knew that was coming, I had already bought the Beauty Moon, which I had done the video last week. The Beauty Moon stuff, and then the Dolly. The Dolly part in the Mad Witch, I found out kind of afterwards that this is happening. So I thought they were going to be, my Mad Witch is still coming, that would be it. I think I'm going to seriously hit the low consumption train. My mortgage would be renewed in November. So I want to try and have a few months where I am spending almost nothing, but it is Halloween season. This is not like a but. So I think I've decided that I'm going to be good with makeup. I literally will have to totally run out of a makeup or skincare item. I've already canceled my ice cream. There's some other things that I have subscriptions to in my life that are not makeup related that I'm canceling. And I was like, Halloween, maybe I was going to let myself have one release, but not a full crazy package release. So it could be the Cosmic brushes. Teresa Mulhern just showed a video of just kind of like a sneaky peek of kind of the cover, and it looked like it would be colors that which usually does, the cover kind of matches what's going on the inside. that I may want this, and since I'm still kicking myself for not missing the first palette, and the last release had 2 parts. I only bought 1 out of the 2 because the other one was way too neutral for me. It was the Cool Trolls. I bought the Cool Trolls, but there's a more neutral Cool Trolls. That makes sense. So I'm thinking I may just let it be cosmic brushes. I now have all the perfect P. Louise colors. There's lots of brands that I love. The new Beauty Moon is really good, but I think for indie, color stories, prices, I might stick to cosmic brushes. And here we go again. Okay, I think that ambulance is gone. All right, so there we go. We've got all our mats laid out. So now let's play with some shimmers. So for shimmers, they're all so pretty. So I think for the outer edge, okay, let's do the front because I have no idea what I'm gonna do for the outer edge. So the front, we're gonna take this shade that's called Icicles. So it's kind of like this green shade here. I think I'm going to do that up front. I did remember to bring spray. Not P. Louise. I think they do have a spray, and I do like their skincare. Let's try with the brush first, and then we might add some phalange business. Alrighty, so just a little bit, but I'm going to use a phalange because I remember this one being really good for a phalange. Yeah, so you can see right away that the finger makes a huge difference. So the warmth really adds the shimmer. I mean, for the most part, the P. Louise ones are good quality shimmers, but they're more the everyday. They're not weird multi-chromy, super foily seen from space, but they always look really nice, feel really nice, and they don't break up, which is really nice. Oh yeah, that looks good. And then for the outer edge, let's use the shade. Okay, we're going to use the shade called She's Sharp, so that's that one there. And same thing, I'm going to use a little on the brush, with a little spray, and then we will try finger as well. Oh yeah, that one's so pretty. This one goes on really good with the brush, actually. So, and then a little bit on the finger. So I think on the middle of the lid, I want to press a little bit of Blizzard. So I can take a little bit of Blizzard here on my, it's like a white to green. So there is some shift. So this one is a little bit more special on average. Ooh, and that one feels really good too. So I'm just going to pop. Alrighty, there we go. That is a little bit more blingy bling. Okay, so I'm going to put this away for a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go clean any sparkle. I'm going to do my base, and then I'm going to come back to do blush, highlighter, and everything, because we are trying to do as much of a full face of P. Louise as possible. So we'll be right back. So there we go. We've got a little bit of base on. We put some eyeliner, a little mascara, and we did a his. So now let's play with some more P. Louise makeup. I did have a P. Louise liner, but it looks like it's already dried out, or I would have done that on camera. So I'll put that to there. So I have several different highlighting palettes, and then I have a couple of different blushes that we can look at. So I have two different of the, what are they called? The cheek. So I've got the cheek of it. There we go. I've got a Flirty Flush of Color, the liquid blush in Peach of My Heart. I have Legally Lavender, and this is also from the cheek of it, so it's like a little lavendery shade. And then I also have, I bought the tin the off of Poshmark. A gal, I guess, somehow gets P. Louise and sells it on Poshmark. So this is the Spoiled for Choice. It is the 3 different ones here. I did a video on that and one of the highlighter palettes. Oh, so this is Peach of My Heart and this one I stuck my finger in. And so instead of it being liquid, it's like a putty blush. And then we have Melon Mood. That one's really vibrant. Melon Mood. And then we have Legally Pink. This is the one that fell out of the container. It's the glue. I really like that one. That's pretty bright. We're already pretty bright, so I think we're not going to do that one today. This one I got, I think, in the Christmas box. And then this is before I knew you could pop off the lids. And then in these ones, you can actually, and the last time I used this, that's what I did. As you can see, that's clean. You can just pop off these. And that you can just, so we're going to use the Legally Lavender here. We're going to go and pop that onto our hand like so. And then when you think you have enough, you just pop your top back on. It has like little slots where you can line it back up. Okay, now that I want to show it, it's being difficult. There we go. Just pops back on, and that way if you're worried about it being unhygienic or having to clean them, or if you use them and want to clean them, they just pop off. So there we go. I'm going to use my blush here. Yeah, and I haven't had a chance to use this particular shade very much. Look at that. I think once. So I thought, let's do that one. Bright. Yeah, I've got my lights a little bright, so it doesn't show as much on here as it is doing on here. So maybe I'm going to add a little bit of, yes, we're going to add a little bit of Melon Mood. Yeah, these ones are very strange. They push, so I'm wondering if somewhere there's something in the center that's lower because they push in really easy. Doesn't stop me from liking the blush, but I just noticed that. This is now for the second one that I popped in there. I think you can see it a little bit more there. There we go. A little bit of lavender, a little bit of pink. So there we go. And then we have the I Love You Dough. So this is this cute highlighter package. I think I'm going to get rid of the box at this point now, but here we go. So it is these beautiful fun shades here. So like pink, a little lavendery, a little white, a little kind of raspberry. And then I also have this one here. This is the Dream a Little Dream. This is also from a Christmas thing, and these are really pretty too. Now, if I would have used the peach blush, I think that that would have looked really good together. But I think because we went with pink and lavender, hello baby, Mom's gonna make dinner in a minute. My daughter is wanting dinner. Daughter number 1. There she is. So I think we're gonna do this one here. They don't have any names in them, but this is the one that we're gonna use there as highlight. It's kind of, yeah, it's like a pink with a hint of lavender, so I think that would work really well with what we've got here. Yes, honey, pretty soon. Yeah. Where to put my mirror? Okay, I'll just grab this mirror. Okay. There we go. Ooh. Very blingy. Then we're going to do a quick buff. I don't have a powder from P. Louise. I can set down a little bit of the cream there. Okay. So now lips is going to be a weird one because I only have one P. Louise lip color. Strange. And it is kind of corally, so I think we're just going to put a little bit on. This is in the shade, yeah, so it's called Rose Garden, and I do have a red lip pencil somewhere. but it does have a more orange, almost a more orangey feel. So I think we're just going to pop a little bit in the middle and then just do a light coat and see how that goes. Yeah, see, it's very more orange. There we go. So it's pretty bright for this. Got a pretty bright look going here. But why not? In for a penny, in for a pound, right? So there we go. So dreams do come true. With patience comes presents. So this is why I filmed the video today. This is If Looks Could Chill. This is the palette that I bring up every time I touch a blue palette. Let's take a look one more time. So there's the bottom row. And if I remember, I'll pop a link to the original video I did when Martha lent it to me with that blush palette. Look at it. So beautiful, so shiny, so excited to have it. And then playing with some other P. Louise things. And then the fun bonus of having a Rumor 2 base in the package. So there we go. So excited. I think this looks pretty good on my little old lady skin. What do we think? So we chatted about the Burbs. Burbs are doing really well and it's a love match. We talked a little bit about why do people gotta be so mean on social media, how I got this a beautiful palette, and the fact that I really am gonna have to. I know I've said it so many times, trying my no buys, but this time it's gonna have to stick. That I'm, well, especially after November, but it looks like I'm going to be on the low consumption train. I've already started, because when I do my quarterly empties, I am literally cutting open ends to use things. I plan to use everything that I have to the best of my ability. So anyways, that's my random strange video for today. If you liked it, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and maybe even hit that notification bell. If you'd like to leave a comment but don't know what to say, you can leave me a lipstick emoji or something fun down below. If not, that's okay. We can still be friends and play with P. Louise together. As always, behave, make good choices, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.